Welcome to Nonsuch's Year 9 GCSE Options presentation. I'm Miss Wright, Deputy Head Teacher with responsibility for the school's curriculum. We understand that this is a pivotal point in your child's education. Our GCSE Options programme has been designed to provide our students, parents and carers the necessary information and support so that students are able to make informed decisions about their chosen subjects. This presentation focuses on the programme, advice from the school's career advisor and information about the Key Stage 4 curriculum. When students return after the Christmas break, they will have 9 weeks to decide on which subjects they would like to study in years 10 and 11. Students will receive a presentation similar to this one on Tuesday the 3rd of January, outlining the process and the support that is available to them. We have ensured that students have plenty of time to discuss with their subject teachers, tutor and Year 10 peers the subjects that we have on offer. They will also receive a GCSE course guide which we encourage all students to read before making their final decision. On Tuesday the 17th of January, parents carers will have an opportunity to discuss with their child's form tutor any questions which are not addressed in the support materials provided. Students will be able to upload their chosen subjects online from Friday the 20th of January up until Friday the 24th of February. We use this information to create and staff our timetable for September 2023. Students will be given an opportunity to request a subject change at the start of the new academic year up until the 30th of September. We do not, however, accept any changes after the 24th of February until the start of the academic year whilst we build our timetable. I would like to introduce Mrs O'Brien, who is the school's career advisor.
As Ms Wright has just said, my name is Ivana O'Brien and I'm the Careers Advisor for Nonsuch High School. And I've been asked to put together these slides focusing on the careers side of choosing your options. I feel confident that if I were to ask the adults viewing this by a show of hands, who knew at the tender age of 13 or 14 exactly what they wanted to do with their lives, very few of you would put your hands up. Similarly, if I were to ask the people who did know at this age if they are still doing the same job, probably there would be even fewer people with their hands up. This demonstrates that on the whole, most students at this age don't know what they want to do. If that's you, then think about spreading your choices across a variety of areas. For example, humanities, languages, arts, DT, etc. Keep it as broad as possible. If they do know their longer term aims, consider subjects needed for that. If they want to go into a creative career in the future, such as fashion designer, choose a creative GCSE, like textiles or fine art. If dietitian or nutritionist is on their radar, then maybe look at food prep and nutrition. If they're a budding linguist, taking an additional language will help when they choose language A-levels. If they wanted to go into law, essay-based subjects, particularly history, are useful for this. Are you a talented musician? Would you enjoy GCSE music? Encourage them to choose subjects that they find interesting, as they're more likely to do better if they're genuinely curious about them. Consider the content of the subject. Are they interested in the things that they'll be learning about? What skills does it require? Don't forget that the workload for some subjects may be greater than others, requiring more reading. For example, try not to choose too many high workload options. Your teachers should be able to comment on whether your proposed GCSE subjects will give you a manageable workload. Tempting though it may be, don't select a particular subject just because you like the person who teaches it. Your GCSE options should be based on what's best for your future, rather than the short-term enjoyment of a particular teacher's company. That's not to mention the fact that the teacher might leave, and short of following them to their new employment or clinging to their legs to stop them, there's not a lot you can do. If you do know what you want to do or have some idea, work backwards from the idea. So for example, on this slide you can see that for a career as an aerospace engineer, you would do a degree in aerospace engineering. A-level subjects needed for that are maths and physics. DT and computer science are also useful. Useful GCSE option choices include DT and computer science. Then looking at the slide again, for a career as a cybersecurity analyst, you would do a degree in subjects such as computer science or cybersecurity. A-level subjects, maths and possibly further maths for some unis. Computer science is also seen as a useful subject at A-level. In relation to GCSE subjects, computer science would be a good one to look at. If you like the idea of being a sports development officer, you would do a degree in sports science. A-level subjects possibly could be PE, biology and psychology, and useful GCSE options, physical education. If you like the idea of a career as an architect, you would do a degree in architecture. Useful subjects for that cover art/design subjects, maths and sciences. Useful GCSE options, art and design subjects. As you can see from the University of Bristol Aerospace Engineering slide, they're looking for A-star AA, including an A-star A in any order, in maths, and any one of physics, chemistry, further maths or computer science. The AAB is a contextual offer, and you can find more information on that on the Bristol website. If you want to see where the University of Bristol ranks in the country for aerospace engineering, using the Complete University Guide, they're currently ranked in 3rd place. If you like the idea of studying sport and exercise science with a placement year at Loughborough University, they're currently ranked 5th in the country for this subject on the Complete University Guide league table. They are asking for A-star AA to AAA, including 2 of the following preferred subjects from biology, human biology, maths, physics, chemistry, psychology, PE/sports science. If becoming an architect is something that's on your radar, then looking at slide 8 from the University of Cardiff, they're asking for AAA. And then further down in their description of entry requirements, it will say, as part of the application process, you may need to submit a portfolio. It could include architectural drawings, other types of drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, graphics, product design, or any other work in visual design. They come 6th on the Complete University Guide league table. For some of the colleges for University of Cambridge, they like to see maths or physics, and some other unis prefer the more creative side, and for some unis they like a mixture of both. So how do you make a good decision? Well, first and foremost, it's always down to the research. Consider the content, for example, of the subject. Will you like the content? If it's history, will you enjoy the period in history you're going to be studying, as we mentioned before? What might you be debating in RS? What percentage, if any, is coursework, and does that suit your learning style? Look online, read about it, read around the subject. Some subjects may require more reading and writing than others, and does that suit you, as we mentioned before? So research, research, research. I'd now like to talk about Unifrog. Unifrog provides unbiased careers information and guidance to young people. This is in order to help them make informed decisions about what to do after school. It was launched in 2013, and now, just under 10 years later, they have over 1 million student users. All students will have sign-in information for this in order to get them started. Once a student has logged in, they can explore various pathways. They can do a lot more than what is listed here, but we will just look at a brief snapshot today. I took the interest profile first, and here are my results. It gives you a maximum score out of 28, and it then explains in the next slide what each of these titles on the chart means. So it breaks down the results from highest to lowest. My 2 highest ones are social and enterprising. So whilst anyone can enjoy and excel at most professions or subjects, the buttons below will take you to the careers and subjects that suit your interests best, with the closest ones at the top. You can do the same for personality profile and also work environments. As I mentioned, I've only provided a snapshot of what Unifrog can do, but as you can see in this slide, it also covers, amongst other things, university, apprenticeships, personal statements and CVs. So just touching again on some important considerations to make before making your final choices for GCSEs. Some of the main ones would be how much is exam and how much is coursework, and does that split suit your learning style? Do you need this subject for the future? Because that's an important consideration. And also bear in mind that for some A-levels, if you haven't taken the subject at GCSE, you can't then take it forward to A-level. So you need to be aware of what those subjects are. Instead of just thinking solely about where this subject might take me, consider also what skills might you gain from studying this subject. I often have students say to me that they don't want to study law, for example, in the future because they don't like public speaking. And whilst I understand that, I'm always saying to them, but you haven't finished learning all the skills you're going to learn yet. You're not the finished article yet. Those sort of skills you can learn as you get older. So don't dismiss any career at this stage, believing that it's something you're not capable of. I've included in here the slide of an air traffic controller because it's one of those careers that's not often talked about. Yet, if you like the idea of a job that demands excellent levels of concentration, it could be one to explore. You don't necessarily have to have a degree to do it. You would get into it via an online application, an online test, an assessment centre, then 12 to 18 months at a college. I've also included it because the information has come from a really good website, which is the National Careers Service website. Information about that is nationalcareers.service.gov.uk. So it's an excellent resource to use for the future. So another excellent resource that I'm often showing the students is the Prospects website. So in this website, one of the things you can do under the section Careers Advice, you can put in a degree you're thinking of taking at uni, and it will show you all those jobs linked to that degree. So I've put in my example, accounting and finance, and on the next slide, it will show you all the jobs either directly linked to that degree or jobs where that degree might come in handy. The full website for that is www.prospects.ac.uk. So remember, encourage them to do the research, use Unifrog and take the various questionnaires. Then look at possible career matches. Get all the facts. Consider what they're good at, what they enjoy, what they might want to do in the future, and what skills they might gain from these subjects. And don't leave it until the last minute. So just to wrap up then, this useful website slide includes info on, amongst other things, the current occupations that are in demand. Finally, I'd like to leave you with what I think is a powerful quote from Steve Jobs. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. Thank you for listening and good luck with making your choices.
Our Key Stage 4 curriculum is designed to provide a diverse range of educational opportunities to suit the needs of all of our students. It is aimed at enabling our students to reach the highest levels of achievement and personal development. Students are encouraged to choose whichever options they want, and we are proud that we build our curriculum around their choices. Key Stage 4 options allow for greater personalisation of a challenging, broad and rich curriculum. While the majority achieve the EBAC qualification, not all choose those paths. Students develop oracy further to become articulate and confident in expressing opinions informed by a knowledge-rich curriculum. We aim to develop a love of learning and scholarship so that students flourish in Key Stage 5. The curriculum aims to enrich rather than accelerate. The pastoral system supports students as they prepare for external examinations and make decisions about their future pathways. A core aim of the PSHE programme is to foster resilience and confidence and to promote the school's core values. We aim to equip students with the skills to keep themselves safe in the face of social media and peer pressure. We are proud to offer a very broad range of subjects at Key Stage 4. All students study for at least 10 GCSE qualifications and some opt to study for 10.5. Our offer for September 2023 includes English Language and Literature, Mathematics, Triple Science, a half course in Religious Studies and a Modern Foreign Language. Depending on whether students select full course RS or short course RS, students can select up to 3 GCSEs from a choice of 17 GCSE option subjects. As previously stated, students are able to select up to 3 GCSE subjects. The slide on your screen shows the different subjects available. They do not need to select one subject from each box. Please note that students can opt to study both geography and history or decide that they would rather not study either. The only stipulation that we do make is that students are unable to study both textiles and art due to the similarities of both courses and the practical demands of each subject. Over a 2-week period, students will study 51-hour lessons. On your screen above, you will see that the first timetable shows the breakdown for a student who is studying full course RS. Students are allocated 4 hours per GCSE option. All students study RS whether it is the short course, which is worth half a GCSE, or the full course, which is a full GCSE. All students are automatically awarded 2 hours RS. If your child wishes to study full course RS, then your child will have an additional 2 hours of RS, and then there are 2 periods left over which are allocated as study periods. Your child will then select 2 further GCSE options and then their chosen MFL language. Your child will study 10 GCSEs in total. If you look at the second timetable above, you will note that this child wishes to study short course RS and that they will have 2 hours of RS allocated on their timetable. This child is then able to select 3 further GCSEs and their chosen modern foreign language. This child will study 10.5 GCSEs in total. Every year our practical subjects remain very popular, in particular GCSE textiles and GCSE food preparation. This year we are able to offer 40 places for our GCSE food preparation course and 20 places for GCSE textiles. If your child is considering studying GCSE textiles, then we ask that they prioritise this subject, as the subject change request at a later date is unlikely. Places are limited on the grounds of health and safety reasons and capacity. It is time to make some important decisions about your child's curriculum in years 10 and 11. Mrs O'Brien, our careers advisor, your form tutor, Mr Davison and the leadership team are all ready to help students make the right decision. It is very important to us that students have an opportunity to discuss exactly what is right for them, and therefore they have dedicated time with subject teachers and lots of focused tutor time sessions on this. Please ensure that your child reads through the GCSE options guidance booklet, which has been emailed out to them. Ask them to reflect and complete the effective decision-making booklet. Make sure that they spend some good time looking at Unifrog. They should talk to their teachers. Please discuss with your child their hopes, career, aspirations and interests. And please remember that on Friday the 20th of January, a personalised letter with the login details will be sent out so that students complete their online form. Key reminders of what happens next. Online forms to be submitted by Friday the 24th of February. We take our student choices and construct our classes and timetable to meet those choices. And we aim to meet all combinations of choices, but in rare cases this might not be possible. In those instances, we would work together to pick a suitable alternative. In the summer term, we will write to confirm the options chosen to students and parents, carers. Any further requests for changes will not be possible until the beginning of the autumn term. After the 30th of September, we would like to remind students, parents and carers that students will be unable to change their subject choices.